Imagine this. A group of settlers arrives in a new land, full of hope and ambition. They build a settlement, start a new life, and even welcome a new member, a baby girl, the first English child born in the Americas. But just a few years later, the entire colony vanishes without a trace. No bodies, no signs of struggle, just a single cryptic clue carved into a tree. CROATOAN. This is the story of the Lost Colony of Roanoke, one of America's oldest and most enduring mysteries. What happened to the 115 men, women, and children who disappeared? Were they killed? Did they assimilate with Native American tribes? Or did something even more mysterious happen? Today, we're diving deep into the untold story of Roanoke. From its hopeful beginnings to its chilling disappearance, we'll explore the facts, the theories, and the unanswered questions that continue to baffle historians and archaeologists. So, let's uncover the mystery of the lost colony of Roanoke. Chapter 1. The origins of the Roanoke colony. To understand the mystery of Roanoke, we need to go back to the beginning. The year was 1587, and England was eager to establish a foothold in the New World. Sir Walter Raleigh, a favorite of Queen Elizabeth I, was granted a charter to colonize North America. His goal was to create a permanent English settlement that could serve as a base for future exploration and trade. The first attempt at colonization in 1585 ended in failure. The settlers, led by Ralph Lane, struggled to survive in the unfamiliar environment. They clashed with local Native American tribes and ran out of supplies. When Sir Francis Drake arrived in 1586, offering to take them back to England, they quickly accepted. But Raleigh wasn't ready to give up. In 1587, he sent a second group of settlers, led by John White. This time, the group included women and children, signaling their intention to establish a permanent colony. Among the settlers was John White's daughter, Eleanor Dare, who would soon give birth to the first English child born in the Americas, Virginia Dare. The settlers landed on Roanoke Island, off the coast of present-day North Carolina. They repaired the old fort and began building homes. But life was far from easy. Supplies were scarce, and tensions with the local Native American tribes were high. Just a few months after their arrival, John White was forced to return to England for more supplies. He left behind 115 settlers, including his daughter and granddaughter. Little did he know he would never see them again. Chapter 2. The Disappearance. John White's return to England was supposed to be quick, but fate had other plans. Shortly after his arrival, England went to war with Spain, and all ships were commandeered for the war effort. For 3 long years, White was stranded in England, unable to return to Roanoke. Finally, in 1590, White managed to secure passage back to the colony, but when he arrived, he found the settlement deserted. The houses had been dismantled, and there was no sign of the settlers. The only clues were the words Crow carved into a tree and CROATOAN carved into a post. At first, White was hopeful. CROATOAN was the name of a nearby island and the Native American tribe that lived there. He believed the settlers had moved to CROATOAN Island and were safe, but a storm forced his ship to abandon its search, and White was never able to confirm his theory. The fate of the lost colony of Roanoke remains a mystery to this day. What happened to the 115 men, women, and children? Let's explore the most compelling theories. Theory 1. Assimilation with Native Americans. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the settlers assimilated with local Native American tribes. The word CROATOAN carved into the post suggests they may have sought refuge with the CROATOAN tribe, who were known to be friendly. In the years following the disappearance, there were reports of English-speaking Native Americans and individuals with European features living among the tribes. Some even claimed to be descendants of the Roanoke settlers. In the early 1600s, John Smith of the Jamestown colony heard rumors of English settlers living with the Powhatan tribe, but despite efforts to investigate, no concrete evidence was ever found. Could the settlers have integrated into Native American society? It's possible, but without definitive proof, this theory remains just that, a theory. Theory 2. Conflict and massacre. Another theory is that the settlers were killed in a conflict with Native Americans. Tensions between the colonists and local tribes were high, and violence was not uncommon. Some historians believe the settlers may have been attacked by the Powhatan tribe, who were hostile to English colonists. According to this theory, the settlers were massacred, and their bodies were hidden or destroyed. But if this is true, why were there no signs of struggle at the settlement? And why was the word CROATOAN left behind? These questions make the massacre theory difficult to prove. Theory 3. Relocation and starvation. A third theory suggests the settlers attempted to relocate inland but perished due to starvation or exposure. The dismantled houses and lack of personal belongings at Roanoke support the idea that the settlers left voluntarily. Some believe they may have tried to reach Chesapeake Bay, where they had originally planned to settle, but the journey would have been treacherous, and without proper supplies, survival survival would have been unlikely. This theory is plausible, but like the others, it lacks concrete evidence. Chapter 3: The Cryptic Clues and Modern Investigations. In recent years, archaeologists and historians have continued to search for answers. Excavations on Roanoke Island and CROATOAN Island have uncovered artifacts that may be linked to the settlers, but nothing definitive. For example, recent excavations at Elizabethan Gardens in Monteo have unearthed domestic pottery and trade items that suggest the colonists interacted directly with local Algonquian communities. One intriguing discovery is a patch of land known as Site X, located 50 miles inland from Roanoke. Archaeologists have found European artifacts there, suggesting the settlers may have traveled inland. At the same time, genetic research initiatives like the Lost Colony DNA project are working to trace potential living descendants. By analyzing Y-DNA and mitochondrial markers, researchers hope to confirm whether remnants of the colonists' genes persist among modern populations. But despite these findings, the mystery of Roanoke remains unsolved. The cryptic clues left behind, Crow and Croatoan, continue to baffle researchers. What do they mean? Were they a message? A warning? The Lost Colony of Roanoke is a mystery that has captivated us for over 400 years. What happened to the 115 men, women, and children who vanished without a trace? Did they assimilate with Native Americans, fall victim to violence, or perish in the wilderness? We may never know the full truth, but the story of Roanoke reminds us of the challenges and uncertainties faced by early settlers in the New World. It's a tale of hope, survival, and the enduring power of mystery. What do you think happened to the Lost Colony of Roanoke? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more untold mysteries. Until next time, keep questioning the unknown.